Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly woo. This week, our plant ally is cedar. Our crystal was lodestone. And our animal totem for the week is the scarab beetle. So I want to start with these two, the scarab beetle and cedar. Both of these are energies of incredible mystery and magic and really opening to the flow of spirit. And we are in the midst of a lunar eclipse. It will be exact this evening, and I'm posting this on Sunday. But this eclipse can work for up to 6 months, even 2 years, the way that eclipses affect the flow of human life. So this one is in particularly potent because it's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is now in the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio is about magic and the hidden mysteries and really working with the deeper aspects of our nature and of human nature and of the world seen and unseen. So scarab beetle, magic works through you. This is really talking about getting out of the way of infinite spirit to work in your life and to work in others' lives through you. And this is so the theme of where these weekly woos have been going the last 3 to 4 weeks, where, we may think that we know how things are supposed to go, or that person's right for us, or that job's going to be exactly what gets us where we need. And yet there is this whole other plan that we can't see that is even better. And so this is definitely about releasing attachment, but not in the way of like, pry my hands away. Releasing attachment with expectation, with excitement, in a energy of trust and faith that there's something for you coming that's even better than you can imagine. And so you let go of your attachment to what is. Now, cedar, very powerful and magical tree. As we know, the Native Americans used cedar to purify and to prepare for spiritual ritual, to prepare for prayer. And this is also a powerful tree because its properties, all pine and cedars, have properties of antimicrobial and antifungal, cleansing, clearing the system. So it's about releasing negativity, releasing, cleansing, and clearing to make way for your prayers to be answered. And it is a time to really think about, with your ability, your emotions, your thoughts, your ability to visualize, it calls into question, like, what is it that you're wanting to create? And is your intention pure? Why do you want that particular person, place, or thing, that particular path? So cedar calls also, it's a calling to make the mundane sacred. And so in any full moon, our emotions are going to be heightened, and what is hidden is revealed, and all of those juicy aspects of magic that come into play, because there is illumination coming from the celestial body that rules our emotions and rules our dreams. So again, this calls to, what have your dreams been telling you? Are you listening? And are you listening to the higher self, the voice that's giving you that physical yes or no? I've been working with clients this week as I've gotten back from, the working in Atlanta, back in LA now, so I have time for my clients again. And one of the things I'm really working on with people is to understand how the yes sits in the body and how a no sits in the body, and really being able to discern in any given situation, what is the message of your body? Making that a ritual in itself, that before you make that call or sign that contract or go meet that person, that you ask your body this organic technology that we've been given to speak to you, and your higher self can really speak to you through your body. Have you made a ritual out of that? Do you know what your body's yes is? Do you know what your body's no is? Now, this eclipse is conjunct a fixed star that represents Archangel Michael. And so this says to me, this is a time to call in protection. It's a time to call in courage. It's a time to also call in cleansing and clearing of anything negative that may be affecting your space, your body, your mind, your soul. You know, Archangel Michael is depicted with a demon under his foot and a lot of religious jewelry. So this is about overcoming our darker nature and even transmuting that darker nature into light. So lodestone, earth embrace. Lodestone is also this incredibly magical element in this reading. Lodestone has been used throughout history to call upon the elementals, the fairies, the sylphs, the undines, the mermaids. So there's actually a ritual, you know, where you can put a lodestone in some cream or milk, and it says that you attract fairies. So this is, if you have children, this is a very fun thing to do to access those realms which are not seen to us, but you know, exist, even if it's only in the imagination that we've all created of them. It's fun to play with them, especially for kids. But lodestone also talks about using the earth to ground, but beyond that, using the earth to discharge that negativity. So here we have this, you know, this archetype of Archangel Michael with this lunar eclipse, helping you to let go of the darker energies that you've been facing, perhaps with all of this Mars retrograde, its anger, its resentment, its unforgiveness, letting it go, but also letting go of these ideas that we know exactly how the plan must look, that we know each step, how it has to go. And this moon is really saying, let go, because there are opportunities and people, places, things that you can't even fathom yet that are in your future. Are you getting in the way because your tight grip? And when this eclipse is ruled by Mercury, it talks about how we're communicating. It says to us, watch your words, because that's what's creating your future. And where have your words and the way that you're communicating gotten in the way of really having and feeling what you want? But because Mercury is now in the sign of Scorpio, this also talks about, says to us, are you skimming the surface? Or are you really getting in there with your communication and speaking from the depth of your soul? Are you telling the truth? And this can also be about risk, you know, risking speaking about your feelings, risking speaking about what it is you really want. And there can be an element of this moon where we just don't have the words for what we're wanting to let go of and what we're wanting to call in. So there's a physical element to this moon where it may be, you know, you just need to sit and ground and give up your idea of how things should be going and really surrender to the planet, surrender the stress, the anxiety, the fear to the planet, and then really open up for some new energy to be coming in. Eclipses take something away and they also deliver something. And with an eclipse, when it's lunar eclipse, it's about your emotional life. It's about our emotions. When it's a solar eclipse, it's more visceral it's more physical about what's being taken away and given. So this is an eclipse that is likely to be much more internal for most of us, where we're really working on how we're getting in our own way. Where is our self-sabotage? Now, this moon also squares Ceres, which is the planet of mothering and nurturing and food and how we take care of others and ourselves. So there's an element to, you know, we just got done with the Thanksgiving ritual. And this is saying, as we move into this holiday season and beyond, because we have a massive change coming December 21st on the winter solstice. It's Saturn and Jupiter are going to be changing signs and conjuncting in the sign of Uranus. It's a huge shift. And as we're leading up to it, really like this next 2 weeks, right before it, there is a solar eclipse. So the month of December is quite potent and it offers such massive change. This eclipse is how we emotionally get ready for what's to come in December. And to really purify your intentions, to get quiet, to get still, to go within. Cedar also reminds us that true change is within, and we need to cut out the extraneous and that which is distracting us and get really close to the voice within. It will be loud with this full moon. Our inner self and that dialogue that we have with it has a chance, whatever is in the way of it can really be moved by this full moon if we allow it. Now, I drew this card as well, the Witness, and it was reversed. And when this card comes out reversed, it signals to us that we are trying to control the path. And I know this is like the weekly woo has been so much about this last month. And it's saying drop the control, because what you may be barking after may not be what's right for you. Can you step back? The Witness is the observer. It's the part of ourselves that watches the human have the human experience, right? To get in contact with that part of ourselves that is detached but in the healthiest way. To just observe what is happening in a non-emotional state. Now, difficult to do with the full moon because the full moon is going to really amplify our emotions. But once those emotions are amplified and we do the work to really process them, then we have this pocket, this window, where we're cleansed and we're cleared and we're focused, we're stable, we're grounded, and we can become this observer. We can become this witness of what's going around, what's happening, what that person is doing, how the situation is evolving. And most importantly, when we get in that state of witness, what I was talking about that yes or that no becomes so apparent. Because when we're not the witness and we're in it and we're trying to control, that yes or no is going to be, we're not going to hear it, we're not going to feel it. So this moon, get quiet, get still. Become the witness. Take a step back. Even though we still have Mars and Aries and we want and we desire and we want to go get it and we feel these new energies percolating, right? We can already feel this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in Aquarius, which is lifting our thoughts, the vibe. It's going to get lighter. It's going to get more expansive. We're going to have more ideas. We're going to be able to take action. We're going to stop grieving as much and we're going to start working with what is and creating what we want in that new field. So now is the time to step back and see how we have one foot in the past and we have one foot in the future. But the witness is in the middle. And the witness is going to observe so that that future step, when we take that foot out of the past and we meet that other foot that's in the future, that you are truly aligned with what is yours. And so you aren't barking up the wrong tree. Because there is this, no matter what with Mars and Aries, we all have this place in our life where we're like, gimme, gimme, gimme. But can you be the witness to that desire? What else can that desire show you and speak to you? What can it tell you about yourself and about your circumstances? So thank you so much for viewing. There is more on the extended weekly woo. I'm going to get more into this eclipse, more into the rest of this week. Find us on patreon.com/thegoodwoo. Thanks so much, everyone.